Hi, this is MD Shavana Sultana, working as Associate Professor in the Chegros Engineering College, Chegros. Today, I want to discuss about the corrosion control methods. As we have already discussed, the disadvantages and different mechanisms of corrosion so far, and it is essential to know the different corrosion control methods. The important corrosion control methods are proper designing, use of pure metals, using metal alloys, modifying the environment, use of inhibitors, cathodic protection, and application of the protection coating. Coming to the first control method, which is known as the corrosion control method, is a proper design and material selection. The design of the metal under corroding atmosphere must be such that the corrosion, if occur, it is uniform and does not produce intense and localized corrosion. The important principles of the proper designing are: when cathodic and anodic materials are used together, then the area of anodic material should be large. To avoid the contact of two dissimilar metals in the presence of corroding solution, and when two dissimilar metals are in contact, the anodic metal must possess large surface area. Suppose if you take the copper and aluminum, if the aluminum acts as anode, then the anodic metal must possess the large surface area, whereas the cathodic metal must possess the smallest surface area. So the corrosion takes place is minimum. The anodic part should not be coated because any damage in the coating could causes the rapid corrosion. And whenever the direct joining of the two dissimilar metals is unavoidable, then an insulated fitting may be applied. That means insulated material should be fixed between the two dissimilar metals. And the insulating material should be placed in such a way that it avoids the direct metal to metal electrical contact. A direct metal to metal contact between the two dissimilar metals should be avoided by fixing an insulating fitting in between them so that the corrosion velocity can be minimized. The anodic metal should not be painted. This one, the anodic material or the metal should not be painted or coated, because when the anodic metal is in contact with the cathodic metal, the anodic metal should not be painted or coated, because any break in the paint would lead to the rapid localization corrosion. In homogeneities in metal must be prevented by proper design of the equipment. Sharp angles, that is at 90 degrees, corners, edges should be avoided in construction. For this reason, the structure of L, T, and U should be avoided like this, because if the structure of L will be, if it is like this, there is a sharp edges there at 90 degrees centigrade. So there is a chance of being corrosion takes place. So the structure of the L should be constructed in this design, in this proper design. Whereas the structure T should not be designed like this, because here the edges are sharp here. So it is the construction of the T structure should be like this. It is a better T when compared to the top this T. And the structure of the U should not be like this, because here there is a stressed area is there. This area acts as an anode, and there is a chance of being corrosion to take place. So the structure of the U should be like this. A proper design should avoid in the presence of crevices. Between the adjacent part of the structure, even in the case of the same metal. For example, if you take an electric box, the design is such that the rainwater collects at the top and also seeps between the boards and two housings and remaining there because of capillary action, producing the anodic part. The defect can be corroded by slight modification in the design. The choosing of the metal, the material selection is also very important in the proper designing of the metal. The choosing of the metal should be as pure as possible because of the presence of impurities enhances the rate of corrosion. And the design of the equipment should allow the free circulation of the air for proper drainage and easy washing. The design should be eliminate the sharp corners and stress, along with the modification of the pure design. The choice of the noble metal is preferable because they are highly resistant to corrosion. And avoid the contact of the dissimilar metals in the corroding environment. So they should not be direct, it should not be like this, direct connection. If two dissimilar metals are in contact, have to be used, they should as close as possible to each other in the electrochemical series. So that is about the proper design and the material selection of the metal. Coming to the cathodic protection, the main principle involved in the cathodic protection is to force the metal to be protected and behave like a cathode. That means the base metal which is to be protected, it should be forcefully behave like a cathode. There are two types of cathodic protection. They are sacrificial anodic protection method and impressed current cathodic protection. Impressed current cathodic protection. Coming to the first method, that is a sacrificial anodic protection method. Sacrificial, the name itself indicates that whatever the metal which acts as an anode here, that metal is sacrificing itself to protect the base metal. So in this method, the base metal which is to be protected is connected to the more active metal, which is known as the sacrificial anode. Only the more active metal will be corroded, protecting the parent metal, that is the base metal. Since the anodic metal is sacrificed itself, the method is called sacrificial anodic method. The best example for this is the magnesium and the zinc, which are used as a sacrificial anodes. And in this method, the metallic structure to be protected See here this diagram. The metallic structure which is to be protected is called the base metal, and it is connected to the anodic metal through a wire. The anodic metal undergo corrosion easily, while the base metal is protected. The corroded sacrificial anode block is replaced by the fresh one. The commonly used anodic metals are magnesium, zinc, aluminium, and their alloys. Coming to the uses of the sacrificial anodic method, it is used to protect the underground pipelines and cables for soil erosion. By preferring the electrochemical series, small pieces of metal, that is anodic base metal, is attached to the metal. The anodic metal undergo corrosion and it is replaced time to time. The second use or second application of the sacrificial anodic protection method is the magnesium sheets are inserted into the water boilers to prevent the corrosion and to protect the marine structures and ship hulls, which are made up of steel, are connected to sacrificial anode, which undergo corrosion, leaving the base metal protected. Next, coming to the second method, which is known as impressed current cathode method. In this method, an impressed current, little more than corrosion current, is applied in the opposite direction to nullify the corrosion current, producing a reverse cell reaction. Thus, anodic corroding metal becomes cathodic and protected from corrosion. The impressed current is taken from the battery, which is derived from the direct current, or rectified on AC, that is applied current. The anode is usually insoluble anode like graphite. This anode, it is usually the insoluble anode should be taken like graphite, high silica, scrap iron, stainless steel, or platinum. Usually, sufficient DC current is passed on the insoluble anode, kept in a backfill composed of coke or gypsum, so as to increase the electrical contact with the surrounding soil. So this type of impressed current cathode method is given to the open water box coolers, water tanks, buried water or oil pipeline, condensers, transmissions, marine pipes. This type of protection is more useful structure for long-term operations. So coming to the disadvantages of this cathodic protection method is, the cathodic protection may be efficient in protecting the pipeline, but it may increase the corrosion of the adjacent pipelines or metal structures because of stray currents. Capital investment and maintenance cost is very more, which is one of the disadvantages of the cathodic protection. And the special care must be taken that the metal is not overprotected. That is, the use of much higher potential than the open circuit voltage for the metal or metal ion, coupled in case of impressed current method, and higher anodic metal in the series must be avoided. Otherwise, a problem related to cathodic reaction like evolution of hydrogen or formation and accumulation of hydroxyl ions will take place. In spite of these advantages, cathodic protection have been widely used with success when suitable precautions are taken. Next, coming to the protective coating, surface preparation, cathodic and anodic coating, electroplating and electroless plating. What is a protective coating? That means protective coating is defined as prevention of metal surface can be done by coating another substance on the surface of the base metal. It is the oldest and the common method of protection of metal from the surrounding is applying a protective coating on the surface of the metal. The coated surface isolates the metal from its corroding environment. The requirement of this type of protection are the coating applied must be chemically inert to the environment under particular conditions of temperature and pressure. So that is the first and foremost requirement for the protection. And the second requirement is coating must prevent the penetration of the environment to the material which they protect. So these are the requirements of the protection. Coming to the function of the protective coating, the protective coating, the first function is to protect the metal from corrosion, to impart the aesthetic sense, that is a beautiful appearance to the metal surface, to impart the specific mechanical and physical property such as wear resistance, hardness, electrical properties, and to give the oxidation resistance and thermal insulating properties. The different types of protection coating and the methods of applications are discussed in given below, along with the preparation of the metal surface for the application of protective coating. First one is the preparation of the surface for metallic coating. Before the surface of the metal to be coated, the metal should be prepared. The metal surface is covered with a paint system which is able to prevent or delay the corrosion of the metal surface. And the durability of each paint system is a function of surface preparation, and this may be done by various methods depending upon the situation or the location. Before applying any protective coating, the metal surface must be thoroughly cleaned to remove the dirt, all protective coating like paints, grease, corrosion products. First, the metal surface should be treated with the solvent cleaning, afterwards alkali cleaning, next mechanical cleaning, and there are flame cleaning is also there, sandblasting, pickling and etching. So these are the methods which are used for cleaning the metal surface before applying the surface coating. And surface preparation also gives the proper surface for bonding. In case the next process is surface facing or lining for making the surface harder. And surface coating can be classified into two types based on the type of coated substance used: metallic coating and non-metallic coating. Coming to the first one, that is a metallic coating. Coating of one surface on the coating of one metal on the surface of the another metal for protection from corrosion is called metallic coating. The coated metal acts as either anode or cathode. The metal which is protected is called the base metal, and the metal which is coated on the surface of the base metal is called coating metal. And they are broadly classified. Metallic coating are broadly classified into two types. They are anodic coating and cathodic coating. Anodic coating, this type of coating are produced by coating the anodic coating metal on the surface of the base metal. For example, coating of zinc, aluminium, and cadmium on iron or anodic because their reduction potential are lower than that of the base metal, that is iron. If any force, breaks, or discontinuation in the metallic coating, exposing the base metal, the galvanic cell is formed between the coating metal and the base metal, where the coating metal dissolves anodically and the base metal is protected. Hence, no corrosion occurs to the base metal until all the coating method corrodes and disappear from vicinity of exposed base metal. So that is about the anodic coating. Next one is a cathodic coating. The cathodic coating is obtained by coating a more noble metal than the base metal. The coating metal has higher reduction potential than the base metal and protect the base metal due to their higher corrosion resistance than the base metal. For example, the coating of tin, which we will learn in the process of hot dipping method. This hot dipping method is, it is a process of coating of low melting metal such as the zinc, tin, lead, aluminium, etc. on iron, steel, copper, which have relatively high melting point. The base metal is dipped in the molten bath of the coating metal, which is covered by the molten flux layer, which cleans the base metal surface and prevents the oxidation of coating metal. For good adhesion of the coating metal on the surface of the base metal, the base metal surface must be very clean. The most widely used hot dipping methods are galvanizing and tinning. Galvanizing and tinning. This galvanizing and the tinning process will be explained in the next lecture. Thank you.